I'm making all 96 Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks in Minecraft. I've already made the first 6 tracks in the game, there'll be a link to those in the description. Today I made the 7th track in the game, Twisted Mansion. I felt like it was finally time to shorten that intro, but anyway, I'm back with Twisted Mansion. Like some of the other tracks I made, I worked through this one in order. I started with the flagpole and then onto the exterior of the mansion. For the iron fence that sits on the brick walls, I used a mixture of iron bars and grey candles for the tips or finial. I thought it pulled off the effects of some iron wrought fencing pretty well. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support as well. We've hit 100 subscribers already, in fact we've surpassed that by quite a bit now. I can't believe how fast we hit it, so thank you. These videos take a tremendous amount of work, so I'm glad you're all enjoying them. And if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, consider doing so and you can keep up with all my videos. The big boo face at the front of the mansion was pretty difficult to make. I didn't have much room to build it since I obviously needed to keep everything in scale. I think it looked a bit stupid in the end, but I did try my best. There are some details I didn't include right away, like all of the trees. It looks a bit bare at the moment, but I did come back to it in the end to fix it up. It was still a challenge though, maybe not the hardest one I've made, but it wasn't quite as easy as Water Park or Thwomp Ruins were to make. I think making a mansion is just more akin as to what I'd usually make in Minecraft, which I think is why it turned out pretty well in the end. With some of the other tracks I've made, like Mario Kart Stadium, I'm not all that familiar with making racetracks in stadiums. But yeah, this build is much closer to what I would usually make. Now I'm at the 7th track as well. I think I've improved quite a bit since my first video. I've learned quite a few techniques that have helped me to make the tracks. I've also learned quite a few techniques as well that have helped me make the tracks more accurately. Making this was also a pretty eye-opening experience for me, and I will explain what I mean by that. Now, Mario Kart 8's big gimmick was anti-gravity. To me, it's never really felt like anti-gravity though. For example, whenever you go upside down, the camera or perspective doesn't change to reflect that. I understand why, it would be pretty distracting and difficult to play, but unless I'm paying close attention to the surroundings, which I usually don't since I'm focusing on playing the game, it's kind of hard to tell. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'm just a bit stupid, I don't know if anyone else feels the same. But when I was making this track, for certain sections like entering the underwater area, I didn't realise you actually went into the floor and you go down a straight vertical drop. But it was also cool just seeing all the details in the track. I think I briefly mentioned it in my first video, but when making this, it's interesting to see all the extra details the developers put into creating these tracks, since I would usually miss a lot of them when playing the game. One good thing about making this track actually was that a lot of the colours and textures existed in Minecraft, like the wood, the brick walls, the floors, etc. There was a type of green brick in the underwater section that was pretty difficult to find a block for, but for the most part it all matched pretty well. I ended up changing the colour palette quite a lot throughout this build, particularly in the underwater area. For example, the orange and white stripes around the edge of the road. The blocks I used were a bit too bright, and they didn't really sit well with the other blocks, so I changed it later on. I did this with the smooth stone as well. I changed it to mud bricks later. It was just more accurate to what it looked like in game, and the colours worked better with the rest of the blocks. For the green bricks on the walls that I mentioned earlier, I used mossy stone bricks. It was pretty close, but it was the best I could come up with. I was contemplating making a texture pack to just port over the green brick texture, but I decided against it. For now, I'm just going to stick with making these tracks in vanilla Minecraft without any texture packs or mods. Now, I'm sorry to any die-hard Twisted Mansion fans, but I don't think this track is that amazing. I do think it's a little mediocre. Please let me know what you think about the course, but I like the other tracks in the flower cut more. The outside courtyard was one of the most difficult parts to build actually. I had to build it at an angle. which you know I whinge about in every one of my videos about how difficult it is. It did take a lot of trial and error, but I managed to get it done in the end. Anyway, I don't have much else to say. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse and I will show the final build at the end. Again, if you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. You can keep up with the series. Shy Guy Falls will be out next. It's going really well so far. Thank you for watching. Bye.